It's Friday, July 21st, 2023, and this is the Washington Times front page. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. The long nightmare for area football fans is over. NFL owners have unanimously approved Josh Harris's $6.05 billion purchase of the Washington Commanders. Sports reporter Matt Paris reports Harris, a native of Chevy Chase, Maryland, will look to restore a franchise whose fan base withered over the 24 years of Dan Snyder's tumultuous ownership.
We are humbled and awed by the level of responsibility that we have to take care of the city and to win championships and to, really excite the fans again.
As part of approval of the sale, the NFL released the findings of a 17-month investigation into the Commanders and Snyder. Snyder was fined $60 million for what the league found to be credible accusations of sexual harassment of a former employee. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says his approach at the southern U.S. border is paying off due to the dropping number of illegal crossings. Stephen Dinan reports he said the administration has tamped down the numbers by building pathways for unauthorized migrants to reach the U.S., threatening consequences for those who arrive outside of those pathways, and increasing standards to discourage bogus asylum claims. The result, he said, has been a 65% drop in border encounters. Although the pathways he's created face legal questions, Mayorkas said they are the key to giving migrants some hope of reaching the U.S. and discouraging them from paying smugglers to bring them across the border illegally. Some conservative legal scholars claim that Washington's jury pool will make it hard for former President Trump to receive a fair trial. If Trump is indicted, Jeff Murdoch reports he'll be put on trial in D.C., where he remains deeply unpopular. Only 6% of the city's voters are registered as Republicans, and the D.C. Council hasn't had a Republican member since 2009. Special counsel Jack Smith informed Trump this week he was the target of an investigation into the January 6, 2021 riot by his supporters at the U.S. Capitol and his efforts to reverse the results of the 2020 election. The letter is usually the last step before a grand jury issues an indictment. Unverified allegations claim executives from Ukrainian energy company Burisma felt they had to keep paying Hunter Biden to continue to receive political protection from his father. Stephen Dinan reports the claims come from a confidential FBI source reported to the Bureau in 2020. Iowa Republican Senator Chuck Grassley and House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer released the document this week. Comer said the source's information tracks closely with the evidence uncovered by his committee. The document is based on FBI conversations with the source on June 26th and June 29th of 2020. The document isn't classified, but the FBI has said releasing it could jeopardize agents' ability to protect sources and methods. A Gallup poll finds just 59% of 18 to 34-year-olds in the United States say they believe in God. In the survey released this week, Mark Kellner reports overall belief in God, angels, heaven, hell, and the devil has reached its lowest point in 22 years. With regard to age, respondents older than 55 were most likely to say they were believers in the entities. Women were also more likely to believe in God than men. And finally, in Cambodia, Prime Minister Hun Sen is expected to cruise to re-election in national elections on Sunday. One of the world's longest-serving leaders who's been in power since the mid-1980s, Hun is expected to use his term to groom his son to take over while deepening economic and security ties with China. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Washington Times in any major podcast app. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.